So I'm about to go running this morning, and I remembered I was supposed to film this video yesterday and totally forgot. But a lot of you have requested to see running stretches before and after running, just for maintenance, not for performance or anything. I'm not an expert runner. This is just what I would do as a personal trainer, fitness coach, to kind of just maximize recovery for runs and obviously just, yeah, keep the body healthy. So I'm going to run through those now. Key thing I would keep in mind is these are all personal to me and my body. So obviously my body's built very differently, probably to yours, and I kind of do stuff that I know that my body's going to suffer with. So in particular, my hamstrings, my adductors and my calves really suffer from running. So I'm going to put a lot of emphasis on those today, mainly calves because I ran yesterday, and also adductors because they're really kind of sore from a workout I did on Tuesday. So yeah, let's get into a position you can actually see me. So coming up into calves, we're going to do it all down in this position just so it's more comfortable. You can do it standing if you want, but basically just trying to run over here, go forward, and it's going to get right into the Achilles and the soleus underneath. You got to push forward. You don't want to be holding it too much. You don't want to be bouncing. You're just kind of easing in and then coming back out, and you'll feel a stretch where my hand is here, rubbing it. It's totally up to you. I'm putting my hand over it just to get more heat through it, so that it's not just from the cold, just not do it, because I haven't done anything, it's pre-running. So yeah, I'm just kind of like warming it up, I suppose, whilst I take it through the movement. You're basically trying to get as much movement in this front joint as possible, similar to what I would advise for before squats, especially if you've got limited ankle mobility. It's not so important that you keep your heel down on the floor at this point, but you don't want to be going up into like this point here, because you're not really going to be stretching your calf. So trying to keep the heel down if you can, and pushing forward here and in and up. I'm going to do the other on the other side really quickly. This side's not as bad as the other. You'll notice that one is worse than the other on yours too. So as you notice, I'm not bouncing into it, I'm not jamming it forward, I'm just squeezing it in and then coming out of it, really feeling a stretch. Really try and keep that feet flat on the floor, try not to roll out or in on the ankle. And back up. Okay, so more of a calf stretch. I'm going to come forward, or actually go into the hamstring as well, forward, and you're going to pull the toes back. Some of you, I'm trying to keep upright because I'm trying to stretch into the calf, but some of it will feel more like a nervy stretch, and you'll feel it all the way up the back of your leg, up into your glutes. What you want to do is pull back, and then as we did before, let it lengthen forward, pull back, and then let it lengthen forward. It doesn't matter if you use which arm you use, just whatever's comfortable. At the moment, it's not really that important that you're targeting a specific muscle. So as you'll notice, most of the ones that I do before are more just warming up the whole of the leg. So yeah, that's kind of what that is. And yeah, you'll feel it all the way through. Switch sides. Oh. So flexing the foot, pulling back, and then you just point in the foot with a little bit of resistance from your hand there. And you feel it all the way up the back of the leg. Probably not in the calf as much as I am. Mine's just because I'm really tight in my calves. It's probably going to be more of a hamstring stretch and a nerve stretch all the way up the back of the leg. You can kind of hold it a little bit in points that are a little bit more stiff, and then just work through it as you feel comfortable. Back down. Okay, so into warming up just the hip flexors just a little bit. We don't want to jam into them, we don't want to stretch this too much. I want you to just come up from a neutral pelvis, and you're going to tuck your pelvis forward and back out, forward and back out, and you should feel a stretch all the way down here. Again, pre-run, you don't want to be holding it too much, so really pull under and back out, under and back out. It's what they call dynamic stretching. I don't really like that term, just call it warming up. There you go, and up, and you can just kind of move a bit forward if you need to, and it'll come down just a little bit into the quad there. And the other side I'll show you on the same side here. Same thing, pelvis forward and neutral, forward and neutral. This is a really good one to do if you have kind of tight hip flexors, but also if you struggle to know the difference between different pelvic kind of movements, especially in squats or maybe deadlifts even. Just if anyone's ever said to you, or if you've looked at people and looked at yourself and been like, why is my back not, or my pelvis not moving the way that other people's does, this can be a really good point to figure out like how much movement you have, especially getting into that pelvic tilt without jamming it forward too much. Again, moving backwards and forwards. Keep it moving. Okay, well, this is where I get lost because of the camera. Okay, so bending forward, you can go over and back up. These get a little bit bigger the more that you do them, so you start off small. What I do, I start off small and then back up. Under, and you'll be feeling this all the way down the back. Again, you don't want to be holding the stretch, moving backwards and forwards through it. Stretching through the hamstring and taking the leg out to the side. Same thing, you'll feel it more in the front. Oh, my quad. There, down, and then you can go to the side, back into the middle. I know these look really odd and you'll feel stupid doing them. You may not need to bend as much as I am, I'm just doing it so that you can see on the camera. And back up, so back into the other side, hamstring, leg forward, foot flexed, bending over, just down, up. It might look slightly different side to side. I'm focusing a lot more on how it feels than how it looks. So I'm just trying to hit the points for me that are kind of tight and stiff, and you should be doing the same. So rather than thinking about what people are doing and how like the beginning and the end position looks, which you'll probably, if you're not very experienced with stretching or kind of working out, that's what you'll do. You want to focus on how it feels and how you're lengthening the muscle as much as possible. So to the second side, into the adductor, so right into the inside thigh here. Forward and side. So you're putting the stretch on, taking the stretch off. And it just slightly teases the muscle to lengthen, stretching it out without taking all of the power out of the muscle. And then out, round. Okay, they're the stretches that I would do for lower body. Upper body, just opening up joints. I don't worry too much about my upper body because my upper body doesn't really get stiff. But if you find from running, you get a tight upper trap area, which is what I used to, and it's basically just holding all your breath into your chest and holding up through here. Just really loosen it up, do some neck stuff here. But more than anything, I would say look at some breathing for running exercises, which you should be able to find on YouTube. Just something that's going to help you get looser in here, because if you're breathing into your chest, it puts all the pressure up here, and obviously if you're running along, that's basically just how it works. Okay, then my stretches pre-workout. I'll also do like a few. My first K will be quite slow, just to get myself moving, so I'm going through the body, and then after that I'll get into my actual run. I'm talking as if I run miles. I do not. I run like 4 or 5k and that's about it, and that's as far as I go. But I hope this has been helpful. I'll try and be less awkward on the other one. Okay, so I was watching that video back and realised how awkward I ended it. I just didn't do an outro at all. So yeah, so I hope those 3 stretches were helpful for you. If there's anything you want me to add or anything you want me to redo, let me know. I did film the post-workout but forgot to hit record, so that was a good 30 minutes of me just talking to myself in my living room. but I want it to be authentic, so I'll wait until I do my next run and hopefully plan enough time afterwards to be able to film that for you. And then that'll be up soon. If there's anything that you want to see or you would like to kind of, I don't know, touch base with, let me know. Just send me an email and I'll see what I can do. But yeah, have a great afternoon.